Hello then, the story ninjas in the house. For story time, of course. So, listening ninjas, come on, gather round. I'm snuggled up under beanies and scarves and jackets just to keep myself a bit warm, but story time warms me up, definitely. Our story today is called The Color of Love, and it's been written by Ntomdizanele Nkence and illustrated by Brendan Reuters. And what I do love about every storybook is that the pictures are all different. So the illustrators all bring in their different styles and flavors. And I find it absolutely amazing because illustrations always inspire me to go and be arty and crafty myself. So let's meet this guy. His name is Leon. Hmm. Leon, the young lion king, was sitting on a big, round rock and he had nobody to play with. Everyone thought he was different because he was a king. So, do you think that kings are different from everybody else? Something worth thinking about. What is that noise? Leon stood up and walked cautiously to the bushes. Harry the hyena and Lippy the leopard were playing in the stream. They seemed to be having so much fun, thought Leon. I wish I could play with them. But then he looked at his beautiful coat. What will happen to my coat if I go into the water? He thought. It would be ruined. I'm sure sometimes we see friends having fun, and we may step back and have a second think too. So Leon picked a flower and plucked its petals one by one. Shall I go? Yes, no. Yes, no. No? He threw the flower away. What good is a beautiful coat if you don't have friends? Sometimes we have to think about that, isn't it? So Leon headed over to the stream and jumped into the water. Who said you can join us? Growled Harry the hyena. Oh my. Let's find out what Leon has to say. We don't want to play with this lion, do we? And Harry climbed out of the water, waving his paw for his friend Lippy to follow. So now Harry and Lippy don't want to play? Poor Leon, what next? I'm so lonely, said Leon. Do you want to be my friend? Lippy blushed. He felt so pleased. Yes, I'll be your friend. Lippy threw a handful of mud at Leon, smiling. See what Leon does. Leon looked out at his dirty coat and he smiled too. But the new friends didn't see Harry watching them. I think Harry didn't quite like what was going on. Harry was watching with jealous eyes from behind the bushes. The next day, Leon and Lippy went fishing. Would you like to join us? Lippy asked Harry. What do you think Harry replied? No, I want to fish with me, said Harry. Well, we can all fish together, can't we? Said Lippy. What do you think? Can more than just two people fish? I think they can fish as a group. Let's see what Harry has to say now. Never, said Harry, ground his teeth. I'd rather fish on my own, thought Harry. I know of a better fishing spot down at the waterfall. Let's find out what happens next year. It wasn't long before Leon and Lippy heard a scream, and it came from the other side of the stream. What do you think that scream sounded like? Who did it sound like? So Leon dragged Lippy along. They were frightened at first, and gosh, frightened to death by what they saw. Good heavens, gasped Lippy. I am imagining what they are seeing. Harry was hanging onto a rock. He could hear the water thundering below him. Quickly, Leon threw his fishing line to Harry. Hang on tightly to the line, shouted Leon. And as he tried to pull Harry to safety, his crown fell over the edge. but he was so involved with what he was doing, he didn't even notice. "Lippy, help! He's too heavy!" shouted Leon. Lippy hung onto Leon's tail. Finally, Harry's head appeared over the edge of the rocks. And then his arms, and then his legs. And you can guess what was hanging on Harry's foot. Leon's precious crown. And that's the end of our story. But I'm thinking that we can be friends with more than one person at a time. And we can have fun with more than one person at a time. So looking at the color of love, I see that if we just open our eyes and open our hearts, that we can find friends anywhere. So goodbye for now, and until next time. Bye bye.